Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Carrie. I am a full-time graphic designer and I like to share my design things with you guys. Today we're going to be talking about smart objects. This is kind of like a 101 of smart objects. We're going to talk about what they are, what they're used for. We're going to go ahead and create a smart object, and then I'm going to show you how you can utilize smart objects in a mock-up. So let's just jump right into it. I have opened up a new file in Photoshop. This is just a 1,000 by 1,000 square, just makes it easy. So in order to create a smart object, and then I'll show you like in action what they do, you are going to create a new layer, and then you are going to right click on that layer and you're gonna hit convert to smart object. You'll see that it's got this little icon in the bottom of the thumbnail. That means that whatever layer that is a smart object and you can use it. So what smart objects do is they allow you to house graphics within them, so that way when you make edits to the layers, you're not actually damaging the graphic. I'll show you what I mean in a second, but it also really allows you to like stack effects that you may not previously be able to stack. So we've created our smart object. In order to edit that smart object, you're just going to double click it and it is going to open up a new tab up here where you'll put all of your artwork. So we're just going to create a really quick little graphic. It's not going to be anything wild, but it's just a good way to show you guys how to do it and what they do. So I've added this photo here. Let's also go ahead and add some text. So I'm going to say home sweet home because this is my permit. So we are just going to edit this really quickly and just make it something that kind of looks cool. All right, so I've made this little graphic. Now we're just going to X out of this, make sure you save it. And then you'll see here that what we just created within this layer now appears on our project. So again, if you double click this layer, the smart object layer, it's going to open up a new tab, and then any edits you make to this will reflect in your original file. So if I wanted to move that to the middle, that's a fun lesson on what looks right and what actually is right. You see that in our original project, it has moved to the middle. So I'm just going to move this back down here, and then I'm going to show you how you can use smart objects within that original project file, because this is where it gets really cool. So we've created our graphic. It says home sweet home. It's this photo. Yes. Well, because this smart object is a smart object, it allows us to add these types of effects without actually messing up the original graphic. So in order to show you this in like dramatic fashion, I'm going to use a liquify tool because it is really good at making things look different. So we're just going to kind of use this tool and do like this. Okay. So now our original graphic has this weird liquefied situation, but if we open our smart object back up, it's still what it was before. Other really cool things about smart objects. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to re-liquify, but I want to pull let's pull this text like up because I want to show you guys kind of how you can use it. So this is what our graphic looks like now that all things have been liquefied, but say I decide that I don't want this to be white. I want to go in and change it. We're just going to double click our smart object. We can edit the color here. Let's make it this like purple color maybe. Do that. Save it. And it's updated the color in our liquefied graphic. This is so awesome when you get into using a bunch of effects. I create a ton of posters this way. So many graphics at work I do this way just because it allows you to really have fun with effects while also knowing that like your original graphic is safe. And you can also edit that original graphic if copy changes or something like that. You're not rasterizing layers in order to be able to like put effects on them. And so that's super, super cool. So now let's kind of use it in a real world situation. Say I'm creating some sort of branding for a candle company and they want to see what their logo would look like on a candle. That's what we do. So we can mock it up. I'm gonna actually go ahead and use the design that I made in my last monogram challenge. I went back in and I edited it just a little bit to kind of tighten it up. But what we're gonna do is we are gonna double click this smart object. You can see here it said your design and it's the one with the little icon. So we've got the smart object, it's opened this up for us, and we are just gonna make sure that we put all of our stuff here. So I'm gonna pull in that logo that I made. We'll stick it here. So anything that we want to do to our label, like anything that's going to be here, you can see that this is the area that it's going to take up. Anything that's going to be here, we're going to put it in here, and we're going to design it exactly the way that we want it. All right, so we have pulled our logo into this smart object. We're gonna go ahead and just add a couple other things because it's a candle, so we'll say AB Candle Company. Visually, I don't think that's gonna look great right under there, so we'll just create its own like little line for that and stick that down here maybe. And then this can be a like jasmine citrus scent candle. Why not? Stick this here. Maybe make this a little bit smaller. And then add, let's see, established 1990. All right, group those, make sure those are even, and then we'll stick this here. Cool. Put this here, just so it's in the middle, because that's where the smart object is on our element. And we'll save this and see what it looks like. All right, so there you go. You've got your label on a mock-up. And at this point, so if I'm sending this to a client and they decide that they want to change their logo or they want to update something, or for myself, like I see this and I want to update this, I want to kind of pull everything closer. So I'm just going to go in, double click, and I'm going to pull this up. And then you can see your edits take effect there, which is super neat. If the client came back and said, hey, actually, you know, I want this to be, make it red. Okay, well, let's make it red. We'll have to put a color overlay on our logo. Sometimes colors can be a little weird with smart objects because there's often like this has a multiply effect on it, so that's going to impact the way that it looks. But for this, it actually kind of works. So we've got our updated graphic. This is especially good if the client comes back and says, like, can you add something to whatever the design is? It makes it super easy. You don't have to like create a new project file or hope that you saved like a version of it or whatever. You can just double click the smart object and go in and edit whatever you need to edit. So again, just like quick recap, smart objects allow you to edit things without destroying them. They allow you to stack effects and do really neat things with effects. Super easy to do. You just create a layer, right click, create smart object, and then you can kind of design from there. Super useful in the design world. Like I said, I use them almost every single project. So hopefully if you were confused about smart objects or a little bit nervous about them, hopefully this kind of eased your mind a little bit and showed you that working with smart objects is not only not scary, but it is a super, super useful tool, and it will honestly like change the way that you design, in my opinion. It definitely allowed me to do so much more with design and learn so much more than if I were just like stuck in this screen. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, I would love if you subscribed, liked the video, shared the video, left a comment, whatever. But hopefully you found this useful. Let me know if you have any other questions about smart objects or any like Photoshop tools that you wanna see, you know, used in action practically. Let me know. I would love to do that. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.